didn't exactly like the visit that Price's boys paid him, but he figured he ought to be sociable, so he returned the visit. He knowed he wasn't very popular, so he wasn't exactly expecting any treat.
Now, I treat you boys right when you treat me right. But I don't like mistakes. And this time there aren't going to be any mistakes. Do you get it? Oh, we're in luck. Get in the back room, quick. Come on, hurry up. Oh, hello, boys. What can I do for you? You can come along with us for one thing. You're under arrest. Oh, so that's it. What's the charge? Bribery of public officials to start with, but we'll prove murder before we're through. Let's get going. The door. Now, don't be bashful, boys. Come on out. You're a fool, Cheyenne. You can't pin anything on me. We'll find out. Well, even if what you say is true, you can't make it stick. I'm the law around this part of the country.
This is gonna make me feel a lot better. Check. Put a gun in his holster. Ain't nobody can say I didn't kill in self-defense.
You're another one of them polecats that'll shoot a fella in the back.
Front or back, it makes no difference to me. Set him up, Check. All right, Price. Count to 3. On 3, we both fire.
1, 2. Get out of here.
The UPS store is now open at the shops at Freeport. Printing products, printing services, small business solutions, mailbox services, packing services, shipping, mailing. They have freight, including total shipping, office products and supplies, notary service, shredding, UPS next day air. We have luggage boxes, packing, ship guarantees, electronic packaging, stamps, metered mail, priority mail. Whew, we can't even get through all this. Just stop by the UPS store, located near Publix.
Too close.
This is suicide. I'm going to stop it.
You're right. It's suicide. the others inside. Take a look.
Whoever's in there is coming out feet first. All right. I think Shy can take care of himself. Shy, you sure put him out of business this time. And next time, remember what I told you about women. Now, folks, I'd like to dedicate this occasion by reciting a little poem I wrote.
Remember what I told you, Fuzzy?
As I was about to say before I was so rudely interrupted.
I warned you.
Quiet. You and your women.
Well, that's the end of that one. Sure was a humdinger, wasn't it? Yes, sirree, Bob. Yes, sir. You know, that Cheyenne was awful fast with that whip of his. Yep, quicker than lightning. Yep. You know, speaking of lightning, that reminds me of an old uncle of mine. Lightning Hayes, he was known as. There was the quickest man in the whole world. What? He'd start for town, and before he got there, he'd meet himself coming back. That's how quick he was. Oh, he was fast, that fellow. Well, one time there was a terrific lightning storm come up. Oh, you never... Well, it just lit up the sky all the way from Sacramento, California to Altoona, Pennsylvania. You never did see such a bright sky in your life. Well, my uncle, he was sitting in the house, and he seen this, and it give him an idea. He went out in the kitchen, got himself a milk bottle, went out on the back porch and waited for another bolt of lightning to strike. Well, when it did, he just reached out like that with that milk bottle. He caught that lightning in the bottle and just covered it up like that. You want to know something? Turned out to be the first electric light the world has ever known. Yes, sir. You turn tootin'. Sirree, Bob.
The world around you is changing. Are you ready? With many programs a year or less at Emerald Coast Technical College, you can have a career in a year. Emerald Coast Technical College is committed to empowering students and powering the future. Focused training, small classes, individual training, nationally accredited, financial aid, and GED. Emerald Coast Technical College graduates develop up-to-date technical skills and earn industry certifications that allow them to start their career as soon as they complete, sometimes before. Emerald Coast Technical College, a career in a year.
Mojo Sportswear Company, fishing with style, at a fine retailer near you or at getyourmojoon.com.
Hi, I'm Joel Glenn and my wife Paula. We are with Clary Glenn Funeral Homes and Crematory in Defuniak Springs and Freeport. For more than 85 years, Walton County families have relied on the trust, experience, and professional skill of more than 2 generations of funeral directors to help them through life's final chapter. We know that nothing can replace the trust and personal relationships we build with a family. Established in 1931, Clary Glenn Funeral Homes and Crematory.
Everyone loves a bright and cheerful smile. Not everyone can find the dental care they need and can afford. Now there's a place nearby where anyone can receive professional quality dental care at an affordable cost. The Lecom Dental Offices in Defuniak Springs is now accepting patients. You will receive care in comfortable state-of-the-art treatment rooms, care provided by supervised and experienced Lecom dental students. To schedule your appointment, please call the Lecom Dental Office, 850-951-0200. We will be happy to see you smiling again.
Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Saturday Sports Line. I'm Patrick Casey. A busy night in high school football last night. Not a real good one except for South Walton. Freeport opened their regular season with a 41-28 loss to Pike Liberal Arts, or the Pike Patriots as they're known in Alabama. So the Bulldogs starting 0-1. It was a competitive game, but the Bulldogs not quite able to pull out that contest. Walton and South Walton playing last night from Everett Yates Memorial Stadium. Phil Teza bringing his squad up from the south end, looking for their 3rd straight win over the Braves, and to even the record at 1-1 after the loss to Arnold. Big night from quarterback Drake Roberts. He throws for 359 yards and 3 touchdowns, including a school record 99-yard touchdown pass to Jaden Page, who returned after missing last week's game. Page, 7 catches, 178 yards, and a touchdown. Huge night for him. J.M. Allen, 5 catches for 103 yards and a touchdown as well. Seahawks got it clicking against the Braves. The Braves managed 1 scoring drive. We're going to show you that in our next segment when we come out of our first break. But a rough game for the Braves, who go down 38-6, now 0-2. They head to Panama City Arnold next week. We'll have that game for you here on TV 24, weather permitting. Now, let's hit the scoreboard in the opening segment and get you caught up with scores from around the area. I'm not going to promise we've got everyone from Tallahassee to Pensacola, but we have quite a few. Let's start with the Fort Walton Beach Vikings. They take out Walton's next opponent, Panama City Arnold, 21-7. Holmes County, a 14-13 win over Bozeman. The Bucks much improved this season. Holmes County travels to Freeport this next week. Franklin County took out North Bay Haven 13-0. Mosley, the team that beat Walton 49-0, well, they got Gadsden County on the road in East Gadsden County, roughly, 33-7. Dolphins with a commanding victory in that one. Weowahitchka takes out Lighthouse Christian 24-0. Florida High with a 30-7 win over Bluttstown. Bluttstown doesn't lose often, and they don't often lose badly, but Florida High, a team that's fairly loaded this year, they dropped the Tigers to 1-1 with the win. Liberty County edges FAMU in one of the tighter games of the night, 10-8. The Bulldogs able to get a victory a week after falling badly in their season opener. Port St. Joe Mariana in Jackson County from Mariana. The Sharks pull out a 14-9 win. Good effort by the Bulldogs, but now 0-2 on the year. Jefferson County defeats Sneads by a score of 34-15. The Pirates going down to the Bulldogs. Jay crushes Cottondale. Like Walton, Cottondale lost their head coach just a few weeks before the season. It has not helped their cause. Jay with a 40-0 win over the Hornets. Chipley struggled in Graceville last night, but the Tigers get a 30-24 win over Graceville. Graceville just a few weeks down the road for the Freeport Bulldogs. Baker and Vernon, big showdown here, a lot of anticipation. Vernon's picked up players from around the area, including Freeport's Kwan Powell, but it didn't do them any good in Baker last night. They played hard, but they got beat 19-6. Baker still ruling the roost in this area in Class A. Over in the Tallahassee area, one of the better games of the night, Leon took out Rickards 22-21. McClay over Osceola Christian 48-14. Madison County, they just roll on, folks. You wish you had a one-county athletic school and that you could do what Madison County does yearly, crush Newberry. 54-6 for the Cowboys last night. They once again will be one of the favorites to play in the state championship game in Class A. Quincy Monroe takes out Georgia Christian, school I've never heard of before, 45-0, a good win for the Bobcats there. Navarre rolls over Pensacola, Washington, 53-12. Another nice win for the Raiders. Niceville gets back on the winning track, 42-17. Technically, though, Niceville 2-0. Lincoln had to forfeit their win over Niceville from last week. We'll talk more about that later in the show. Excuse me. Niceville 2-0, technically, this season. Crestview takes out St. Martin of Mississippi, 17-14. The Bulldogs, a 3-point win after beating Bay 68-0, a much more difficult opponent, traveling to Mississippi for that game. Escambia takes out Archbishop Shaw 42-13. Flomaton knocks off Northview. Northview beat Lighthouse Private Christian last week, but this week losing to Flomaton. South Walton off to Northview this next week. I like the Seahawks in that one to get their second win. 40-20, Flomaton with the victory. Godby takes out Mandarin 47-44, one of the higher scoring games of Friday night. Interlochen crushes Tallahassee St. John Paul II 50-0. That's rare. Interlochen years ago had one of the longest losing streaks in the state of Florida. They don't have to worry about that this season. They win their second game 50-0. And West Florida Tech over Tate 40-20. And Lincoln, who again forfeited to Niceville last week, takes out Bainbridge, Georgia 28-6. So the Trojans back on the winning path. So that gets you caught up with a majority of the scores from Friday night. We'll go around the area and give you some of the particulars in our segment at the 20 after mark of the hour. But right now we're going to hit our first commercial break. When we come back, we're going to go to the one Walton scoring drive of the night. Wanted to show you the Braves' first points of the season. 6 points in 2 games, 3 points a game average. Yeah, not so great, but yeah, again, super young team, super inexperienced, growing pain season for 2018. Braves heavy underdogs at Arnold this next week. I'll probably say 30-point underdogs off the bat. Best chance, and I hate to say it, maybe only chance at a win might be when they host Freeport in 13 days. Worry about that, though, a little bit later. Take a break, come back, a snippet look in at Walton South Walton from last night.
Need tires? Where are you going to go? National Tire Brokers. Need brakes? Where are you going to go? National Tire Brokers. Need shocks, an alignment, or balance? You're going to go to National Tire Brokers. Fast, friendly, and affordable. We are a complete auto service center and carry brand name tires such as Michelin, Toyo, Goodyear, Kumho, and Kelly. National Tire Brokers, located on U.S. Highway 90 West in Defuniak Springs, Florida. Call us today at 892-5191.
The world around you is changing. Are you ready? With many programs a year or less at Emerald Coast Technical College, you can have a career in a year. Emerald Coast Technical College is committed to empowering students and powering the future. Focused training, small classes, individual training, nationally accredited, financial aid, and GED. Emerald Coast Technical College graduates develop up-to-date technical skills and earn industry certifications that allow them to start their career as soon as they complete, sometimes before. Emerald Coast Technical College, a career in a year.
People you know, community people. When it comes to serving your financial needs, your original hometown Walton County Teachers Federal Credit Union is made up of people you know. We serve anyone who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Walton County. There's free checking, online banking, Visa, debit, and credit cards. Trust people you know. The Walton County Teachers Federal Credit Union.
Not only does AA Auto Salvage and Recycling have the largest selection of used auto parts in Walton County, we are also a full-service recycling facility. We pay top dollar for junk cars, trucks, and all types of scrap metal. AA Auto Salvage and Recycling is family owned and operated and has been in business since 1988. Give us a chance to earn your business. Come see us today.
Back at Everett Yates Memorial Stadium, the Walton Braves about to have the football from their own 14, looking at 2nd and 10, and just a lot like Mosley last week, not a lot's going right, and this game really got away from the Braves on the first possession of the third quarter, actually second possession of the third quarter, when the Hawks got a fair catch interference penalty, which was a penalty, but it started them on a drive to put them up 19-0, and that pretty much ended the night of a chance at a win for the Braves, and now Walton calls timeout. This team is just so young. They burn a timeout to start the fourth quarter. That's never good. Except when you need one, I guess. Let's do some other scores from around the area. Freeport is down 34-20 to Pike Liberal Arts.
Yeah.
And they just started the fourth quarter, so there's still time for the Dogs, but
there is, but that's not a good trajectory for them.
No, Blake says just way too many penalties on the Bulldogs in that one. And again, this is why I pull for the teams in Walton County to play each other, because Walton and Freeport play each other. One of them's going to win in 2 weeks. And that might be the only win either one of them get this season. We don't know that, but it could be. All right, let's find the other scores of some other games that are a little more entertaining than this one. At least if you're a Walton fan. Let's see what we got. Baker now leads Vernon 19-6 in the fourth quarter. So it looks like the Gators at home are doing well. Mariana scored a touchdown, but trails Port St. Joe 14-9. Fort Walton leads Arnold 14-0 in the fourth quarter. Rocky Bayou leads Snook Christian 35-14 in the third. And Mosley a 33-7 lead in the third against Gadsden County. So they're in control in that one. All right, Dalton Whitehurst and company trying to get something going. They were moving the ball well, but got inside the red zone and couldn't get anything to happen. Whitehurst throws it up. It is caught by number 7 of the Braves, and number 7 of the Braves out of bounds, and nearly a late hit there.
A completed pass.
Yeah, Samari Williams. Dalton Whitehurst's first completion on the varsity. And it's a nice gain. Is there? Uh-oh, there's a flag back at the 7. Now they roughed Whitehurst, I think. Yep, so they're going to add 15 more on there, so that'll help Walton.
All right, let's see. Looks like they ran him out of bounds right around the 33 or the 34.
Yeah, as soon as they mark off the penalty, we'll be able to figure out the yardage, because the line of scrimmage was the 14. And they go to the 49, so that means the pass play would have gone to the 34, so a 20-yard pass and a 15-yard penalty. And Walton is now all of a sudden at midfield, which is good. Whitehurst back out there. And the Braves starting quarterback last year, Kentrell Parker, had rotator cuff surgery in May and not playing football this season. Hopes to be back for basketball, which is about 2 months away. 2.5 months, actually 3 months away. Keep forgetting, this is only August still. Lucius tries to go short side, and there's just no place to go. It's a good job by the South Walton D. And it'll be 2nd and 10. Well, the volleyball team's off to a good start. The football team is not. Cross country will get moving here pretty soon. The soccer team is having workouts under Coach Steve Klosterman starting September the 4th. The soccer team at Walton has not had much success. The boys a lot more than the girls, but the girls, which Coach Klosterman's a very good coach, he's going to get them on the right track, but it's just a sport that hasn't really taken hold at Walton. And they play it in November, December, and January, where it's freezing up here part of the time. It's hard to draw fans when you're freezing in the stands. And they'll give it to Lucius. Lucius has got a little hole and gets ahead for 5, maybe 6. It'll be 3rd down and 5 or 6. And call it 4. And got it just inside the 46. And I think we might have the water. No, we got another injured Brave. I think that's Matthew Bearden, and that's not good.
Yes, that is.
Yeah, Braves are becoming a mash unit in the second game of the season. That's never equals out well to success.
Looking like it might be leg cramp.
Whitehurst back out there with 15 seconds left on the play clock.
Yep, we're approaching the 10-minute mark of the fourth quarter.
And off right side, and I think they're going to have the first down. Lucius to the 40. Did a pretty good job to kind of twist the body there to get that final yard. 26-0. Braves go to Arnold next week. They will be probably 4 touchdown underdogs. Then back here for Freeport in a game that'll probably be a bit of a toss-up. Walton might be a slight favorite, but that's hard to know for sure. Know a little more about Freeport after they host Bonifay next week.
And also when we see the injury report too, because the Braves are missing some starting linemen right now.
Yeah, Walton got away with a hold there.
Lucius,
back goes, yeah, one of Walton's linemen just turned around and grabbed the side jersey and pulled on the Hawk to keep him from beating him. And the referees, I think, saw it and let it go because of the score, is my guess. At the 34. They haven't thrown a lot of flags tonight, which is fine by me.
Yep, there's not been a single holding
flag. But it hasn't really affected the game, I don't think. South Walton has just got the better offense and defense. The Braves are so young. Neil and I have been through quite a few of these over the years. They're tough. The youthful seasons. And off Lucius, dancing in the hole, and might have gotten a yard. And then again, might not have.
Well, it had been at the 34, and it looks like that's where they're marking the ball. Right on the 34. 3rd and 4.
Yep.
3rd and 4 from the 34. Funny how it works out. Yep, and the clock keeps ticking. So we're about 2 minutes away from the water break here in the fourth quarter.
Well, they'll go to Lucius trying to sweep left, and Lucius outside. Wow. There's a little hole. Lucius to the 20, to the 10. Can Walton get their first touchdown? I think
he's in.
They'll give it to him. Yeah, I think he got in. It was close. And Walton is finally on the scoreboard in the 2018 season.
8 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, and the Braves are on the scoreboard.
8 minutes and 4 seconds, you say?
Absolutely.
Yeah, at least they won't get shut out. Neil, what was the yardage on that Lucius run?
So that was a 34-yard run.
And the extra point, let's get in tight. I think that's Bauer. Yeah, Josiah Bauer. Holder is number 5, Cody Yates. Snaps to the inside, and that one is off to the right. Yep. It nearly got blocked.
Yep.
And that makes it 26-6. Braves down 3 scores, but hey, they're on the scoreboard. Glad to see not a shutout, at least. Back in 60 seconds on TV 24.
We're excited to announce the move to our new, much larger store location at 512 North 9th Street, Defuniak Springs, Florida, across the street from Barley's Military Surplus Store and about 3 blocks north of our old store location. Please come see our new store and learn about our plans to expand our operation to include a consignment mall and much more. If you're coming from out of town, it is worth the drive. Come see us soon. It will be a blast.
The UPS store is now open at the shops at Freeport. Printing products, printing services, small business solutions, mailbox services, packing services, shipping, mailing. They have freight, including total shipping, office products and supplies, notary service, shredding, UPS next day air. We have luggage boxes, packing, ship guarantees, electronic packaging, stamps, metered mail, priority mail. We can't even get through all this. Just stop by the UPS store, located near Publix.
Mark J. Harris Bail Bonds, 850-951-BOND. Save this number, keep it in a safe place. Speed dial it on your phone. Unexpected things happen in life and your friends bail, but not you. You're in jail with no help. Call. We will be there for your rescue. Mark J. Harris Bail Bonds, 850-951-BOND, and leave the rest to the professionals. We have your back, a friend indeed when you're in need. Just make that call. Mark J. Harris Bail Bonds, 850-951-BOND.
Defuniak's oldest continually operating restaurant is still cooking up their award-winning foods. H&M Hot Dog, preparing your favorite hot dogs and sandwiches since 1947. Their landmark hot dogs and hamburgers have been the people's choice for over 65 years. Their expanded menu now includes an assortment of dogs and sandwich selections second to none. H&M Hot Dog, located on North 9th Street in historic downtown Defuniak Springs.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the show. I'm Patrick Casey. We showed you the snippet where Walton scored their touchdown. Jalen Lucius finishes with Walton with 22 carries for 118 yards. A lot of that late in the game, but still 100-yard rushing performance for that young man. And Xavier Young Shipman, 13 carries, 42 yards. So the Braves did have some rushing offense, 170 last night. South Walton wound up, according to Neil's unofficial numbers, at 63. The Hawks are definitely not a running football team, but did play well, pretty much dominated the Braves defensively. South Walton, I think it's pretty much unquestioned best team in the county. How good they are, we'll start to find out. They weren't a good match for Arnold, who is a very solid football team. We'll see them in person when Walton goes there this next Friday. Neil and I'll make that trip. Northview, a little bit of a test. I don't think Northview's great, but that's a game South Walton needs to win. A loss there would be very damaging because Northview is a decent but not great road team to go play. It's a long trip, not an easy place to get a win most years. South Walton's got to get that win if they want to have any hope of maybe making the state playoffs. 6 of the 11 teams in that region will make the playoffs, over 50%. South Walton needs to win that game because 1 and 2 with those 3 games with Baker, it's North Florida Christian, Baker, and Port St. Joe in the middle of October or so toward the end of the season, where they're going to be heavy underdogs in all 3. They've got to beat those teams that are either favorites or a toss-up to maybe have a chance to get a playoff berth. But Walton, a lot of work still to do. We'll talk more about the Braves later on in the show. Let's get you into the box score of some of the games. A lot of these are teams that Walton, South Walton, or Freeport will play later this season. We start over in Tallahassee. Florida High's 30-7 win over Bluntstown saw quarterbacks Bryson Hill and Willie Taggart combined for 225 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. That's Willie Taggart Jr., you know, the son of the FSU coach who played, of course, Monday night. I'm wearing Florida to support the Gators today. I grew up a Florida fan, went to FSU. I'm an FSU fan when they play Florida, but I like to see the Gators do well in the SEC. Should have a fairly easy opener today. So since Florida State doesn't play till Monday, I'll wear my FSU shirt on Monday, just not for the show. Now, Florida High saw Taggart find Raymond Woody for an 80-yard bomb with 4:42 left in the second quarter to take a 14-0 lead, 20-0 at the half as a 30-yard scoop and score on defense by Rudy Blass on the last play of the first half. That's how unlucky Bluntstown was last night, and that doesn't happen to the Tigers very often. But they gave up a fumble return for a touchdown on the last play of the half to make it 20-0. Bluntstown did not score until 5:12 left in the fourth quarter when their quarterback Trent Peacock capped off a 21-yard drive with a 4-yard touchdown run to cut the lead to 27-7. Seminoles added a 45-yard field goal by Sam Cost with 27 seconds to play for the final margin of 30-7. Bluntstown goes to Marianna this next week. Bulldogs have played a pretty tough schedule so far, losing to Chipley. Last night, lost to Port St. Joe at home as the Sharks got a pair of early touchdowns and a big defensive stop late to move to 2-0. The Bulldogs at 0-2. The Tiger Sharks got on the board in the first quarter with a 30-yard touchdown strike from Josh Butts to Kendre Gant, and again in the second quarter with an 8-yard run by Russell Russ. This is a good Port St. Joe team. It was just 14-3 at the half, though, and Marianna scored in the third quarter by running 10 minutes off a long drive. 10 minutes, and Marianna can do that, running the football when they're good teams. That's what they do. Got a short touchdown run by Jeremiah Castro to cut the deficit to 14-9. The 2-point conversion, though, failed. Marianna had 2 more chances inside the Shark 20-yard line in the fourth quarter, but the Tiger Shark defense came up with defensive stops both times to get the win. Chipley defeats Graceville in Graceville 30-24. A late touchdown by Andrew Lawton and an interception by Tyler Hall helped Chipley get the win. Chipley led 22-10 with 10 minutes to go in the game, but Graceville got a kickoff return by Xavier Sori to trim it to a 1-score deficit, and a 5-yard run by Joseph Claiborne put them up 24-22 with 2:55 to play. Chipley, though, Graceville could not hold it defensively, though. Chipley got a loss and run from 29 yards in the final 2 minutes of the game, and an interception by Hall sealed the win on the night. Lawton rushed for 120 yards in that game to get Chipley that victory. So a very nice job by the Chipley Tigers. Panama City Mosley's win over at Gadsden County. They say it was at Tommy Oliver Stadium. I thought that was a road game, but apparently not. It was played in Mosley, and it would have been worse, but Mosley had penalties and turnovers. 11 penalties. One eliminated an 80-yard interception return by Davino Ellington. They also fumbled twice in Gadsden County territory. The Dolphins were otherwise pretty dominant. They got an 89-yard kickoff return from Nigel Gray. We saw him against Walton last week. He's good to get an early lead, but Gadsden County tied it at 7 a little bit later on. Then Mosley took the ball game over, building a 23-7 lead in the first quarter. That included a safety that helped the Dolphins out. 30-7 at the half, really wasn't very close. And a 32-yard field goal by Connor Cunningham with 3:23 left in the third quarter was the only score of the half. The teams agreed to use a running clock for the fourth quarter, even though the deficit was only 26 points. I guess Gadsden County was ready to go home. Now here's one that's even weirder. Over in East Point, Franklin County, we've been there one time in football. Walton played over there back around 2008, I believe it was, and crushed the Seahawks. Well, the Seahawks beat North Bay Haven 13-0. But the game was called off in the third quarter, and this is an interesting quote from the North Bay Haven coach, Andy Siegel. He said his players weren't relishing the thought of playing a second half, particularly since quarterback Ray Tynan had been knocked from the game with an injury. So when the teams came out after halftime, a thunderstorm rolled through, and about 4 minutes into the third quarter, the teams left the field because of rain and did not return. Okay. 13-0, Franklin County wins a game that played maybe 2.5 quarters. I hope that the fans who made that trip didn't ask for their money back. A little odd there. Kind of sounds like two teams. Did you really want to play? Kind of weird. I know wet fields and high wind is not fun, but hey, it's football. Lightning bolts, yes, off the field. Rain and wind, kind of weird. In Bonifay, the Blue Devils get a victory. Andrew Ginn helped produce a second block punt for the Blue Devils with 3 minutes left in the game, and the Blue Devils were able to rally for a win. Bozeman was trying to start 2-0 and led 13-7 after rallying from a halftime deficit, but their special teams got them in trouble. Tyler Lee, the quarterback for Holmes County, scored on a quarterback sneak with less than 2 minutes to go, and Xavion Matthews made the deciding extra point to get the victory. So Bonifay very lucky to take out Bozeman a week after getting crushed by Baker 42-0. And let's not mince words, folks. There are levels in Class A football, and Baker in this end of the state is up here. Now, if they were playing in the southern end of the state, they probably wouldn't be in the top, maybe the top. They might be number 4 or 5 in the state in that. And they've made the state championship game, you know, or the semifinals for title the last few years. But the football played up here versus the football played in the central part of the state in Class A is a whole different level, and that's what hurts teams from up here. Most of them won't go play any of those during the regular season because they're not going to beat them most of the time. In Panama City, the Arnold Marlins had a rough night, losing 21-7 to Fort Walton Beach, but they had chances. The Marlin quarterback Cade Ledman, though, who the Braves will see next week, was sacked 9 times by the Viking defense, and they converted only 1 of 4 fourth down gambles, including being stopped at the 1-yard line of the Vikings to deny a scoring attempt as they fall to 1-1 after beating South Walton last week. Vikings quarterback Kevin Quinn hit Dylan Garrett for a touchdown. He threw for 222 yards on the night, but only 12 after the first half. The Marlin defense is not bad. but the offense, with all the sacks and not being able to convert fourth downs, falls 21-7. Again, they're going to be a big favorite over Walton this next week. Arnold reached the Fort Walton 10 in the second quarter after a 51-yard kickoff return by Nick Caldwell led to a field goal attempt, but Javier Elias missed the field goal. Dacqui Upshaw broke through. He didn't miss it, I'm sorry. It was blocked to keep the Vikings up 6-0. So not missed. It got blocked. And Arnold just not able to pull that one out. And finally, from our inside the box score part, Lincoln over Bainbridge. We bring this up. Lincoln had to forfeit for the use of an eligible player to Niceville the previous week. So Niceville, though they lost on the field, technically 2-0. And yes, the forfeits are official because Walton's had a few to keep them from going 0-10 some years. They've had one each of the seasons in which they, on the field, went 0-10 to keep them technically 1-9. Lincoln created 4 turnovers against Bainbridge, scored on special teams, and had several big plays on offense. Chris Beard threw a long touchdown pass and ran for a long touchdown. And defensive back Jalen Glaze, 2 interceptions on the night for Lincoln. Beard hit Marco Scarica on 2 deep passes, including a 40-yard touchdown in the third quarter to make the score 28-0. It winds up 28-6. That is the Inside the Box Score segment to get you up on what we can find online. And sometimes that's good and sometimes it's not so good, but we were able to come up with that information. Now, in our next segment after this break, we're going to go into volleyball for a little bit. We're going to show you a snippet of the Walton-Freeport volleyball game. The Braves swept the Bulldogs and are off to an 8-2 start. So far, the top record in the county. Show you a snippet of that, then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about volleyball, our school sports calendar, what's ahead for this week. College football starts today. How many good games will we get? I'm sure it won't be many, but it's college football. And I really like the NFL better because it's better football, more competitive, less teams, but I enjoy all levels of football, so it doesn't matter. I've finished grading the first half of the Walton game, got the second half to work on tonight. I'm going to try to get Freeport's done. We'll see how that goes over the Labor Day weekend. Happy holiday weekend. Fair amount of rain in the forecast, unfortunately, over the next few days, so not sure it's going to be the greatest beach weekend overall. This break, and then back with volleyball after this.
Do you need new flooring? If so, you need to go to Evans Carpet City. Evans has the best selection and price on wood flooring. Evans also offers professional installation for your flooring to look great. They also have ceramic tile, vinyl, and the best selection of carpet in the Panhandle. Hair, facial, and nail care from the proven professionals at Bass Style Shop. Clip cuts, beard and mustache trims, neck and facial hot lather shaves for men and boys. Bass Style Shop is your place, ladies, for complete beauty care. Shampoos, cuts, styles, perms, colors, and foiling. Brow waxing, microderm abrasion, eyelash extensions, permanent eyebrows, and eyeliner. Manicures, pedicures, and acrylic nails. Bass Style Shop, established in 1948, is located at 858 Baldwin Avenue, downtown historic Defuniak Springs. Call 892-5389 for an appointment, and walk-ins are welcome.
McLean's Family Restaurant is becoming a byword for home-style cooking in Defuniak Springs. In addition to fine menu selections, McLean's offers the largest buffet selections in the area. They feature lunch and dinner buffets 7 days a week, with breakfast buffet on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday, starting at 7 a.m. That's McLean's Family Restaurant, Highway 331 South in Defuniak Springs.
Tires, and more tires. National Tire Brokers in Defuniak Springs has the largest inventory of tires in Northwest Florida and South Alabama. Michelin, Goodyear, Toyo, Kumho, BF Goodrich, Cooper, and much more. Check out their low prices on quality products and services. Established in May of 1976, National Tire Brokers' reputable staff of trained professionals has given their clients the safe, dependable performance with their premium tires.
No local dealer stocks more RV and truck tires than National Tire Brokers. No one. Quick, convenient, courteous service. That's National Tire Brokers, your truck tire headquarters, Highway 90 West, Defuniak Springs.
Start the third set from here in the Walton High School Gymnasium. Bulldogs 25-11, 25-17, improved by 6 points in that last set. If they do it this set, then well, they'd lose 25-23 probably, but we could see the beginning of the tide turning if the Dogs can keep it going. Last year here, they pulled out a 25-18 third set win, then won a fourth set 25-23 and a fifth set 15-11. Now, while we don't expect that, we didn't expect it last year for sure, 11 months ago, you never know. Lady Braves back on the home side in the gray. Start with the serve. That was Bianca Seffo. And the first point goes to the Dogs. Brannon colliding with a teammate. Runge, but seems okay. Looks like Chavez will serve. Checking in for the Dogs is number 15, freshman Kinley McLeod. Dogs a little taller there at the net. And a good serve by Chavez. Makes it 2-0 Freeport. Again, we've seen the Dogs get it going in the second set and then start winning sets in the third or fourth. And the next thing you know, they've won the match. Off to their best start so far. It was a good job to take something off. And a miss hit by Morgan. That was just a tough angle. Monica saying, yeah, that was mine. And that helped Walton quite a bit because Chavez looked pretty good on those first 3 serves of this third set. And the Braves put it into the net. That was Camara Seffo, who's usually one of their top servers. So that hurts the Braves as they go down 3-1. Brandon makes a good catch. They'll come back this direction. Walton didn't get enough of that for the kill. Brandon again digs it. That was a better kill, but a good dig by the Dogs. That's near the net and a little too tough for number 2, Gazelle Garcia, the junior, to be able to get it over. Maddie Drake now, 7 of the Braves, back to serve, 3-2. Decent crowd. Monday night games don't always draw well. That serve almost was an ace, literally. Just came within a diving stab of being an ace, and it wound up a point regardless. 3-all. Walton has rallied quickly. Drake, another nice line drive type serve. Keep that serve close to the net. That helps you. And a miss hit by Rittman. Alexis unable to get that one over. 4-3 Walton. So 3 straight by the Braves to put them up. Drake pretty much down the middle. Morgan fielded that well in a good set, but it's into the net. Rittman struggling again. Braves definitely have more size than the Dogs, and now the Braves have a 5-3 lead in the third. Braves have Baker, which will be played by the time you see this, and West Florida Tech, which will as well. Walton hits that one long. The Braves going to have to work a little bit on their service. 7 service errors to 3 for the Dogs. Get a little hotter serving. Or maybe not hotter is the right word, just a little more, a little better at keeping it in play than the Braves. And that's going to be a push. Braves didn't quite hit that the way you need to not be called for an illegal hit. It's kind of a two-handed jab. It's 5-all. Dogs come back to tie it. Trailing 2-0. And the sidewinder, I jinxed them. Said they hadn't had a service fault in the second game. They now have in the third, and gives it back to the Braves, who lead 6-5. Is Riley Council, number 11, the junior, coming in to hit. And a nice cross quarter. That one works, and we're at 6-all in the third. hand, and that's an ace. That was very well placed. See Brad West able to field the volleyball, the Walton Lady Braves coach. The Bulldogs in the leg with that one. 7-6, Dogs now up 1. And that one is a moonshot. 7-all. Definitely a closer set so far. We've been tied at 5, 6, and 7-all. Braves are 9-6 at home in the last 15 matches. That dates back to the 2000-2001 season, or before any of these players were born. Nice rally on both sides, and that's a winner for the Braves. I think that was Seppo. Bianca got that one, and Walton goes up 8-7. And now Runge will serve. She had a nice service game early in the second set. Good deep serve, popped up. That's a bit of trouble from the deep back, and they will put it into the net. Yeah, they did not get the ball moving forward on that serve, and that caused having to play it from the deep back. Runge had a pretty good night. Most of the Lady Braves have had a pretty solid night. They were all clicking in game one. It got a little ragged in the second set toward the middle end. And the third's very even to this point. Drake will hit it to the back corner, and that is a great save by the Dogs to keep that in play. Look for another set. They'll go cross court. That is saved. Braves will play it back up. That one's clubbed. Good digging by the Dogs. That's a tough angle, but they got it over. Seeing some of your best volleyball, and the Braves get the win, and that gets the Braves bench up with a celebration of the point. 10-7. Walton now has opened up a 3-point lead behind Runge. Not a great set, but the little knuckle miss hit works for a winner for the Braves. And Coach Meyer wants a timeout. It is now an 11-7 lead. Hannah Herrera with the kill off the top of the knuckles. And it's an 11-7 lead for the Lady Braves as we step aside for a commercial break. Braves leading 2-0. We'll be back with more volleyball in just a moment on TV 24.
Do you need new flooring? If so, you need to go to Evans Carpet City. Evans has the best selection and price on wood flooring.
11-7. You see
Evans also offers professional installation for your flooring to look great. They also have ceramic tile, vinyl, and the best selection of carpet in the Panhandle.
McLean's Family Restaurant is becoming a byword for home-style cooking in Defuniak Springs. In addition to fine menu selections, McLean's offers the largest buffet selections in the area. They feature lunch and dinner buffets 7 days a week, with breakfast buffet on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday, starting at 7 a.m. That's McLean's Family Restaurant, Highway 331 South in Defuniak Springs.
My wife Paula and I are honored to be a part of the legacy of service at Clary Glenn Funeral Homes. For over 85 years, we have been here when you need us most. From founder John Page in the 30s and 40s to my wife and myself since the early 21st century, our sole focus is to honor our families that we serve with the utmost care and concern. Locally owned and family operated and celebrating 85 years of service, we are Clary Glenn Funeral Homes and Crematory in Defuniak Springs and Freeport.
The world around you is changing. Are you ready? With many programs a year or less at Emerald Coast Technical College, you can have a career in a year. Emerald Coast Technical College is committed to empowering students and powering the future. Focused training, small classes, individual training, nationally accredited, financial aid, and GED. Emerald Coast Technical College graduates develop up-to-date technical skills and earn industry certifications that allow them to start their career as soon as they complete, sometimes before. Emerald Coast Technical College, a career in a year.
Hi folks, back a little bit late. We had a breaker kick on one side of the set, so got enough light that you can see me. The shadow effect, we can do puppets or here. It happens to us on occasion around here. That was Walton and Freeport volleyball. Now the Lady Braves are off to an outstanding start so far this season. Walton's played a ton of matches in the first 2 weeks of the season. They are 8-2 overall, and the Lady Braves getting a huge win Thursday night over West Florida Tech, one of the teams that they face in district competition. So when you think about Walton High School, you know, district-wise, it can be very difficult for them to get wins.
Thanks for watching Hometown Television, WWEOLD, Channel 24, Defuniak Springs.
Hair, facial, and nail care from the proven professionals at Bass Style Shop. Clip cuts, beard and mustache trims, neck and facial hot lather shaves for men and boys. Bass Style Shop is your place, ladies, for complete beauty care. Shampoos.
Underwent surgery in May, so they knew they were going to be without him. He hopes to be back by basketball. This is number 20, Josiah Bauer, to kick. Number 5, the up man, is Cody Yates, and Walton may have already let the play clock run out. Nope, they burned a timeout. We always see even special teams early in the season tend to be a little... do they have? It's not many.
Just one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. From down the road in Freeport, Pike Liberal Arts leading the Bulldogs 14-13, 9 minutes to go in the first half, so a tight one there. Whitehurst under center, gives to the first man, and is stuck by the middle of the Hawk D. That went nowhere. I believe that's 22, Xavier Young Shipman.
Yep, middle linebacker.
And he did get
close that hole real quick.
Yes, he did. Got it across the 40, but that's all. Got a yard.
2nd and 9.
And J.M. Allen's 51-yard touchdown reception slipped the Walton Corners attempted tackle and went down that far sideline over where the Hawks are. And that's the only score in the game so far in what's been a defensive game. A lot of mistakes by the offenses to this point. But we got a lot of football to play. That could change quickly. That tight formation, they stack 2 receivers to the far side. They'll try to run, sweep to the near side. Hawks have smelled this out pretty good. They do get around the corner and get about 5. That is Young Shipman, and this time he's able to get, he got 4 to the 45-yard line.
That makes it 3rd and 5.
Going back to the Joe Dowling days of 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I guess that was really more up the middle, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Back in those days, in the early 90s.
Yep, up the middle, about the farthest. You might run off tackle to mix things up a little bit.
Of course, back in those days, they had Shelby Truitt and Michael Barnhill carrying the ball, and those guys could do that.
you could game plan it that way.
Yeah, now Del Barge was our home run threat back in the early 90s. Another very good running back. 3rd and 5. That's what the Braves have faced. Little time. Whitehurst now is going to be sacked.
Yeah, he should have just either thrown that away or...
Yeah, the Seahawks had really good coverage on that play, though. I'll give them credit. Their defense did the right thing. Correll Benjamin, the defensive coordinator, will be quite pleased because they did well, and Alton will bring in Bauer and the punt team. 4th and 10, I should say. Hawk defense playing a good game, so are the Braves to this point. The Hawks have definitely had the better end of the offense and the only points. So far, the Hawks have not come with the rush. They've just kind of stood up and let the return men make the catch, and they aren't coming this time. Bauer again. This is a very nice kick. Walton's got some men down the field. It's muffed. That 88 ran into it, and I think the Hawks got it back. Yeah, that was very close to fair catch interference, and here comes a late flag, and it's probably what they're going to call. Did he signal for fair catch? Because I see him talking now. I don't think I saw that, but I was really paying more attention to what Steele was doing than... If this winds up on the Braves, it'll give 15 free yards to the Hawks. They're going to talk about it. Still no signal as of yet. Yep, fair catch interference. I had a feeling that was coming. And it took him a few minutes to throw the flag. That's going to cost Walton 15 yards, so that is not a plus. Neil, what do we got on the clock?
3:03 to go.
That could turn out to be a big penalty, as it gives them an extra 15 yards. Braves held it for 1:47. And now the Hawks have it at their own 46, 1st and 10. Wanting to throw, dancing around back there, Roberts. He's got some room to run, and a lot of room to run. He's across the midfield stripe and inside the Walton 40.
Yep, there was nobody on that side of the field.
Now, Walton had a lot better coverage, but nobody saw the quarterback take off for the far side. He gets to the 39 and got out of bounds. So from Walton's 39, got some time to throw. Now he throws it underneath. It is caught by Allen. Allen working that crossing route, gets tagged at the 27, but he's got a first down. Won't say he got decleated, but he got tagged by one of the Braves and is not moving around much. And that would be a huge blow to the Hawk offense if he is injured. And he's definitely shooken up.
Should be a 12-yard gain if the spot is accurate.
And I think they actually put it on the 36. They actually moved it to the 36. Oh, I'm sorry, 26.
26, okay, yeah, I had the 27, so at the 26, that's a 13-yard gain. And a first down.
Baker 7, Vernon 6 in the second quarter. That had the potential to be a pretty good game tonight. Port St. Joe leads Mariana 14-3 as they attend to the injured Seahawk. For Walton Beach leading Arnold Neal 6-0 in the second quarter.
Interesting.
Mosley High leads Gadsden County in the first quarter 23-7.
Yeah, that was a game we talked about last week. That might give us a bit of a gauge on Gadsden County. Even though the Braves are not playing them on the schedule, that's a potential playoff in the region.
Yeah, you're right about that. Bozeman and Holmes County, Neal, scoreless in the second quarter.
Interesting.
Rocky Bayou playing over in Foley against Snook Christian, up 14-0 in the second.
Okay, Rocky Bayou on. It's hard to tell. Gauge Rocky Bayou, so I don't know if that really means much.
Choctaw leads Milton 14-7 in the first quarter. Niceville over East Ridge 14-0 in the second quarter. Cottage Hill Christian leading Florella 7-0 in the first.
Yeah, this is a rebuilding year for Niceville, so I think that's one of their easier games they have on their schedule.
Crestview and St. Martin out of Ocean Springs tied at 7 in the second quarter. Neil, they must be pretty good then.
Gotta be.
Would be my thought there anyway. How about this one? A little surprised. First quarter, Graceville 8, Chipley 6.
That is a surprise.
This is a big surprise. Jay leads Cottondale in the first quarter 20-0. And it says the Wetumpka Indians lead. That's Dothan Northview 3-zip. I was thinking that was the Northview Chiefs. Well, they get Allen off the field, but Neil, he didn't look so good going off.
Yep, well, he's walking under his own power right now, so you probably won't see him the rest of this half.
That's my thought. Yeah.
You'll see him in the second half.
All right, the Seahawks are now threatening at the Walton 26, but minus their top receiver so far this season, at least for a little while. They'll run the football. Number 40 spins and is tackled by the other number 40. That may not be 40. I got to look and see. As he turned number 10. That was Rowland. Cade Rowland, and number 40 of the Braves gobbled him up as he tried to spin off the line. That's believe that's Jose Ramirez.
And I just saw some lightning. I'm hoping the referees didn't see that.
Well, they'll try to probably at least get it to halftime at this point, you would hope.
Yeah, because that was way off in the distance, but clearly lightning off to the southeast.
Loss of 1 at 2nd and 11.
Yep, I have it marked at the 27-yard line.
Roberts is in trouble, got away from Runge, who is after him, now throws it into the ground, and that was a pretty smart toss all in all to get rid of it, because he was about to get creamed around the 30.
All right, 3rd and 11 from the Braves' 27-yard line.
And Neil, probably 4-down territory. I don't think the Hawks have the kicking game they've had some years this year.
Yep, and I totally agree with you, because with only 1:47 left on the clock, the Braves' offense hasn't shown a quick strike ability. So even if they don't get it, they should feel fairly safe going into the locker room with a halftime lead.
Yeah, barring a big defensive play on the next 2 downs here, perhaps. Braves look like they're going to bring the pressure. Roberts has some time. Now he zings it over the middle. Number 21, Jaden Page is open, and he's down to the 5-yard line. And Roberts with a really nice throw there to get it to 21 Page. And now the Hawks are threatening to get a 2-score lead, and the way Walton's offense is struggling, that might be tough. Looks like it's actually on the 3-yard line. That's a really nice throw by Roberts and a nice catch by Page.
Yep, the Braves brought the blitz, but they couldn't get to Roberts. So that, with the time there was an open man, and and that man was number 21, Jaden Page.
Yeah, again, Fred Leopold said he's going to make some plays tonight. Well, they made a big one there on a 3rd and long. They're going to try to go quarterback sweep to the right side. Walton strings it out, but they don't get to him, and walking in, I believe, is Drake Roberts on a 3-yard run.
Yep, 1:13 to go here in the second quarter with that touchdown by Roberts.
Yep. So again, you go back to that roughing the receiver, Neil, and that did turn out to be a big play because it helped them out yardage-wise. How much time did you say?
So, 1:13 to go here in the second quarter.
That was Roberts' 3-yard run, and let's see, they're going to go for 2. They'll actually snap it. They're going to run option. They'll kick it to the outside, and the ball is loose, so they're going to fail. They would have had it, but it was dropped by number 10, Roland. So the run fails to make it 12-0. So maybe a little bright spot for the Braves there. They've defended the 2-point plays well, but they may have gotten a little lucky both times. We're going to keep it here with the halftime break coming momentarily. 12-0 Hawks with 73 seconds left. Well, if you're a Braves fan right now, you need a kickoff return for a touchdown.
That's what you need to be praying for.
Because it is not going well against the Hawks. 12-0 the score. And again, just no offense for the Braves here before half. We'll have the halftime stats, which we'll print out and I'll work on. We also will show you a little bit of the band tonight. The Braves have only 1 timeout remaining, complicating things on offense as well. But as Neil said, they haven't shown much quick strike ability. Are they going to kick it off the ball, a tee like this, Neil? That thing's laying flat, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Well, they'll line shot it down the field, make it bounce, fielded on the 15-yard line by the Braves, looking for a wall and running it up to across the 30 is number 15, Jalen Lucius. So the Braves will have it after a pretty decent return. Young Walton football team. One of the youngest I think they've fielded in our 27 years, to be honest. And from the 33, they're going to have it 1st and 10. And they need to bust a big play. Trailing 12-0. See, maybe the Braves can break one. They use Isaac Jackson, who's one of their assistant coaches out there on the field. Isaac was as good in the last minute of a half as anybody we've seen. They'll run toss pitch to the near side, trying to string it out. Young Shipman. Shipman gets around the corner into the 41.
And out of bounds.
You know, Neil, and they got a little something there. You know, this may be one of those Braves teams that's just going to have to chisel 5 to 7 yards to the outside and try to work their way down the field for points. Got to the 41. You know, they've had a few decent first down plays. They've struggled on second and third down.
Yep, that's 8 yards.
And they did stop the clock by going out of bounds, I believe.
Yep, that is correct. Clock is stopped.
Whitehurst getting his man up to the line of scrimmage. Far receiver there, trying to get the seal block. They got a little bit. They got the first down. I believe it's going to be close, but I think from where they spotted it, they'll have it. They went out of bounds again, which should stop the clock once more. As long as they ruled he wasn't forced out. Looks like they're holding up third down. I didn't think so. Well, that is...
Oh,
okay, that was an interesting way to spot the football.
Because on the 43, that should be a first down from where the original spot was.
Oh, we're going to bring the chains on the field? Man, we haven't seen this. Oh, he's just going to give it to him.
Yep.
They don't measure anymore. It's just too much effort. You think they figured out those things aren't real accurate? They just guess?
The guessing is just as accurate as...
Yeah, except at Mariana, you can't do it there. Can't do it there. You can get a first down by a yard and still go the other direction. I'll never forget that as long as I live. All right, first and 10 at the 43, and they keep stopping the clock on these short side runs. They'll go right back to it. Got a little bit of blocking, and they'll edge their way out near the 45. Maybe the 46. Are they finding a little something here that can help them in the second half, Neil, you think?
It's up to the 46 now. So that's a 3-yard gain. If they can consistently do that, you know, as long as the defense can get a few stops in there, that might be something they could work on.
Eventually, the Hawks are going to overload this side, and of course, that'd be the time to try to throw one-on-one down the sideline. But
no, fake the handoff and then head up the middle.
Yeah. From the 46, second down. Whitehurst wants to throw, and it's incomplete, but had it been caught, it wasn't going to gain but maybe a yard, and it would have kept the clock running.
Yeah. Probably would have ended the half. We're down to 38 seconds, and it's 3rd and 7.
This Braves team is going to get better, and in the next year or two, they're going to be, I think, a lot better because they've got some good players coming up on JV as well as from the middle school. But right now, they are so young and inexperienced. We said growing pains was going to be a key. Neil and I have done this 27 years. We've seen a lot of seasons like that, and you know they're going to get better, but it's going to be painful at times. When you're playing your county rival, that's pretty tough. Third down, they'll toss it, try to go the other side, cuts it to the inside, and will not have the first down. Hawks want a timeout because they know it's 4th down. It's an interesting decision here.
Ball up to the 48-yard line. That's a 2-yard gain. 4th and 5.
Well, Neil, if you're the Braves, do you consider going for it here?
No, since the Hawks have got 2 timeouts, you need to punt it right here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Would it be a place to fake one if you were going? Would you? I don't know. Would you?
You better have a pretty good fake.
Yeah.
It is 4th and 5, so
12-0 South Walton. Braves are hanging in there, but have had little offense. In fact, they get just one. They haven't had a drive yet with 2 first downs in a row, have they?
Nope. They got 2 total first downs for the first half.
Yeah. This is where you miss a Kentrell Parker, who is injured, and Ian Cole, who would have given you a tall receiver. And some of the other backs that the Braves have lost to other schools or injuries or moving. But we like to talk more about the players that decide to stay here than the ones who have disappeared. Some of them disappeared for a reason. All right, let's see if this is Bauer trying to kick it away. Braves have 15 seconds on the play clock. It is Josiah standing back at his 33. Seahawks may come after it this time, and we've got a flag.
Yep, a flag from the far sidelines. That's interesting.
If it's offsides, it'd be close to a first down.
Yep, I think it'd be...
But it looks like they're pointing Walton's way. Maybe they changed their mind and said it wasn't a flag. Sending somebody off the field? Yeah. Well,
too many men on the field?
Or improper equipment, it could be. Yeah, I think it's improper equipment, perhaps.
Yep, so they just sent him off, so it looks like they're not moving the football.
Yeah, so I guess it's a warning, but he threw a flag. It's kind of weird. Usually that's yardage, I would have thought. It's like the half's almost over. We're not going to bother with 5 yards.
We don't want to respot it.
Pretty good snap. They do put a little rush on. This is not a great kick, but it's hanging up. It's going to take a bounce. See if the Seahawks, nope, they'll let it roll. That was probably wise. And Jacob Steele kind of deked him into leaving that one alone that time.
Looks like they're marking it back at the 15.
How much time on the clock?
So a 37-yard punt with no return, and we got 20 seconds left to go in the first half of football.
20 seconds. The Braves held it for 43, but not much going on there on that possession. And the Hawks, you think, might just take a knee, but they're in the shotgun here. So
well, they might just take a shot down the field and on this first play, and if that doesn't work out, then
yeah, they're wanting to throw. He'll throw it on a little out route, and Page steps out of bounds at the 26. And one of the things that this gives you a chance is to work a little bit on your 2-minute offense for later in the season. And we do know, Neil, that Walton slipped or missed on a tackle on Allen, the outside receiver, earlier that wound up a touchdown. So maybe they're thinking, hey, maybe that'll happen again. 12-0 South Walton. They want to throw. Roberts looking left side. Got a big cushion. It's complete. And Walton's going to ride the man down around the 43.
I believe that was 3 Cade Roberts.
It was. Enough for a first down, which will stop the clock while they move the chains. But there's only, what, 8 seconds left?
Yep, 7.8, and they'll use a timeout.
Well, the Hawks are, I guess, going to take a deep shot down the field here.
Ball on the 42, so that was a 16-yard gain.
Braves have been very aggressive defensively, but you're kind of a little scared to go hard after the quarterback and turn somebody loose. Unfortunately, Neil's favorite prevent defense package doesn't usually turn out too well either. We've seen that go badly, haven't we?
Yes. Yeah, I've seen when they put in actually 5 defensive backs, and they'll still turn somebody wide open behind. Let somebody get behind 5 defensive backs.
Oh, we're taking a 2-minute break at the half, and then we will come back, show you a little bit of the band. We got Haircrafter halftime stats, which not going to be real pretty for the Braves for the second week in a row. Not a huge South Walton crowd. They've got some people here, but they have not been known. And another flag.
Penalty flag.
This came from the umpire there, it looked like.
Yep. Delay a game.
No, I think that was an improper equipment again.
Okay,
I think that's what that signal.
They marked it off that time.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? At South Walton, I think I'd be a little bit like, hey, what was that on the other side over here? Like, you're ahead, so we're going to penalize it. First and 15.
Well, that is the first penalty on South Walton this game. That's not counting the offset personal foul.
Right. They'll throw the little hook and ladder. And that's a nice catch, and they're going to get it to the Walton 47. Well, 46-yard line, that's 33, but the catch was actually made by number 21, who lateraled it back, so he gets the reception. And that might be when your program has some fun. Is there any time left on the clock?
0.6 seconds.
Oh, wow. So they're going to get an extra play here. Woo. And South Walton will use their final timeout to get them to the 47. And they're going to probably try to throw it down the field now, you would think, hope for an interference to keep it going. Just kind of dragging it out. I believe 21 caught it, Neil, about the 43, so he would get the reception. Then the guy you lateral it back to from where he catches it is where the yardage for the receiver goes.
So who's the guy who ran it then?
Was it 33, I believe? I think it was Tyler Mitchum who finished with it, I think. Again, I have to look at the... Yeah, but the reception went to 21 Page. The old hook and ladder, one of Jim Anderson's favorite plays down at Freeport. They've used it for some nice gains over the years.
Yep. So they gained, let's see, so if my math is right, 6 yards on the pass, but then another 10 yards on the run.
Well, it's still part of receiving. It's just he didn't get a reception. He just gets the 10 yards receiving, the guy who finished with it. It's a little complicated. Again, when I do the scoring charts, that's one of the ones I'll fix. I'm not sure your program's going to be able to have fun with that.
I think I got it.
All right, they got 3 stacked at the top of the screen on the last play of the half, barring a penalty. Thrown deep down the field into a crowd, and it's incomplete. And that probably worked out about as well for the Braves as it needed to. They got to regroup because they are down to their county rivals who lost the first 8 in the series but have won the last 2 and are up in this one 12-0. 2-minute break along our network line, and then we'll be back with the halftime show after this from TV 24.
McLean's Family Restaurant is becoming a byword for home-style cooking in Defuniak Springs. In addition to fine menu selections, McLean's offers the largest buffet selections in the area. They feature lunch and dinner buffets 7 days a week, with breakfast buffet on Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday, starting at 7 a.m. That's McLean's Family Restaurant, Highway 331 South in Defuniak Springs.
It's a simple, easy feeling, knowing who you're talking to. Someone who you know, someone who knows you, someone who'll take the time to hear what's on your mind. Someone who you know, who just wants to help you grow.
Defuniak.
Mark J. Harris Bail Bonds, 850-951-BOND. Save this number, keep it in a safe place. Speed dial it on your phone. Unexpected things happen in life and your friends bail, but not you. You're in jail with no help. Call, we will be there for your rescue. Mark J. Harris Bail Bonds, 850-951-BOND, and leave the rest to the professionals. We have your back, a friend indeed when you're in need. Just make that call. Mark J. Harris Bail Bonds, 850-951-BOND.
South Walton's band on the field, and we will listen in to them for just a moment while I work the stats. 12-0 South Walton at the half.